camp implied he was the victim of extortion.
I was already friends with him. There was already some romantic stuff going on a little bit before that happened. So it was like, I was already like, you know, I was the only one he would be calling, so I felt all privileged and, you know, that he was trusting me and telling me what happened, and it was very convincing, and I believed him at the time. It looked like extortion, you know, at the time, from what he was telling me was going on.
But she says her mother looked at the timing of the marriage and tried to make her see something else.
That's what my mom was trying to point out, like, hello, are you awake? Are you awake? You know, can you see that this might be coordinating or coinciding with something else? And I didn't see that. Like, I was young. I don't know. I mean, it looked a little suspicious, but at the same time, I know that he loved me, you know, as much as he can love someone. I think he did.
What do you mean, as much as he can love someone?
I mean, you know, as much as he can be capable of doing that. You know, it's not something he's used to doing, is having relationships with women, you know. He's sort of been a one-man show his whole life.
So, in our 1995 interview, there she was, fiercely defending him against the allegations.
Say that I've seen these children, they don't let him go to the bathroom without running in there with him. They won't let him out of their sight. So when he jumps in the bed, I'm even out. You know, they jump in the bed with him.
Looking back, do you believe it was true?
I can't say. Honestly, I don't know. And if I had at all thought that that was the case, you know, there's no way I would have supported that.
Did you see anything at all that caused you concern?
No.
Nothing ever?
I mean, concern. The only way I can describe it is that I've met people since that have been around him and sort of caught in his world, and you start thinking things that are not normal or normal. You get caught up in his world and his reality, and I sort of got caught up in that. And now when I look back at that interview, I'm like, wow, there I was, and I don't recognize that person anymore. I'm like, well, that was me under the influence type thing. And the only thing that sort of put it at rest for me was when I met others that had also been there and got caught up in that. And
you said you had seen him with kids. You had seen him, how they throw themselves on him, get in bed with him.
Yeah, but see, now that's not to be, you know, I saw that with, like, babies, like, even little infants. Like, he had a connection with children. It doesn't necessarily mean just 12-year-old boys or something. You know what I mean? It was like, I saw it with little girls. I saw it with little boys. I just saw that he had a connection with, he had something with children. Not a bad, perverted, weird thing. I didn't pick it up as that. They responded to him. He responded to them.
But you never saw anything with your children?
Never.
Concerned?
Never.
But now do you try to read more about it?
No, I looked, but the only two people that are going to know anything about that is the two people in the room, because he's certainly not going to go telling me something like that, because I would have him hanging from a tree.
She says soon after our interview, she began to see the situation more clearly.
It was a long process. It was like a process. It took me a while to start asking questions, you know, that didn't like me asking questions thing. And
like what kind of questions?
I don't really want to go there, but I'm just saying that the whole thing is like, I started to just kind of wake up after a while. I was kind of sleeping, I guess.
How did it end? What happened?
It just kind of went really sour really fast.
But you filed for divorce from Michael?
Yes.
And how did you tell him that was it?
It was when he was, you know, I was over the phone. I'd had enough. There was a lot of stuff going on then. It got really ugly at the end. It wasn't pretty, but I don't want to get into it.
Did he fight you're getting a divorce?
No, I think he got on to, you know, getting somebody else pregnant, right? Or having a baby. That's what he wanted. He seemed to get on that pretty quick. You know, I don't know.
And did it shake your confidence?
Yeah, it was pretty much needed to be mopped up off the floor after that one. So I went through this whole series of just body falling apart, you know, stress. The gallbladder just went to zero function. I had to get it taken out. I had mono and Epstein-Barr, and that was like just fever that wouldn't go away and really ill.
Are you sorry now that you went out and put your credibility there for him, gave him that?
Am I sorry now? It's something that I don't think I'll ever shake, but, you know, I mean, it's more just frustrating, because I know people who, you know me or see who I am and be like, hi, you seem like you're all right. What was that? You know what I mean? Basically.
You talk to him still?
Who?
Michael.
I've spoken to him probably first time a month ago after 2 years of not. They didn't take phone calls for a while, and then I took it a month ago just out of mere curiosity. What the hell do you want? And just to see if I was okay after the divorce. Then divorced Nick.
Still ahead, Scientology. And what does it say on those rings Presley wears to keep her ever from impulsively marrying again?
Primetime Thursday will continue in a moment.
Today, Lisa Marie Presley not only has her first album on the stand, she's also the sole owner of the corporation that oversees her father's legacy. It reportedly earned a cool $37 million last year alone. She is also a member of the Church of Scientology, about which there's always so much speculation. She even took one of their passionate arguments to Washington, where some members of Congress expressed full agreement. Just a few months ago, a surprising sight on Capitol Hill, Lisa Marie Presley testifying before Congress.
I have not seen one happy and well-adjusted child as a result of these drugs.
She was arguing that Americans have to stop giving so many drugs like Ritalin to their children. It's a Scientology cause, but she received a respectful welcome.
But I've now taken the title as the spokesperson for this committee.
Very good, very good.
They were thanking me for coming. They knew that it was a bad situation. It was out of hand.
How much does the church matter to you, of Scientology?
Very much. Do I give half my money? No. Do I? What? In what way?
We wondered, given what we all hear about the power of Scientology, where the church stood on her disastrous marriages. Anybody in the church try to talk to you about it?
The church isn't going to tell me what to do with my relationships in my life. That's not what they're there for. In fact, I walked in there, I don't know, 2 months ago and said, "You haven't seen me in 4 months. Now look what happened." I just got a divorce again. Like, "You haven't seen me, so here we go." And, you know, they put me back together. Humpty Dumpty falls off the wall, and there they are with the glue.
Again, a school of reporting out there that says that the church would love to have a Nicolas Cage in it, a Michael Jackson in it.
I don't know about that.
And that indeed that they would welcome the opportunity for you to bring them in.
Never once said a word to me about it. Never, ever once. They're not going to see. The problem with me is that nobody ever tells me what to do. Oh my God, I would rebel. I mean, I would be like their worst nightmare. Honestly, that just wouldn't happen.
And she says she is certain now, this time, the wild child has finally grown up. No more impulsive marital adventures. But, I mean, I guess you say to yourself, how many more of these am I going to do?
Oh, well, does this answer your question on my finger?
What is this? Oh, wait, I can't barely.
These are 2 wedding bands, and they're on my wedding finger.
Would you like to tell everyone what it says on the wedding band?
I can't.
No. Blank you.
Yeah, that's kind of where I stand right now.
Like a string on your finger to remind you.
Exactly.
So, inside, how old are you?
12. That was quick, wasn't it?
Even though her children are now 14 and 11. On the album, there's a song for them, too. It's called So Lovely and has a lyric saying, "Don't do as I do."
I wrote that in my lyrics, too, when I wrote that song. Don't do as I do. Please, God, don't let him. But anyway, yeah. I don't know. He's a DNA problem or something. I can't tell. But my own children have to be like, "Mom, stop it." You know? Like,
oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
About what?
Because I act like a teenager, and they're usually like, "Stop. I'm just not your average mother," I guess.
So what is it you most want people to say about this album?
That it was good, that it was honest, that I had actually some minute talent of my own.
5 years from now, imagine a perfect day for me.
It doesn't take much for me to be a perfect day. As long as there's not divorce involved in it, I'm fine.
Presley's album, To Whom It May Concern,